Today we're talking about something that could completely redefine what an Xbox even is. The codename is Project Helix, and if the information coming out is accurate, this is not just the new Xbox. This is Microsoft attempting to blur the line between console and PC in a way they've wanted to do since the original. And if you're a gamer, a content creator, or someone who follows the industry closely, this is for you. Let's start with the basics. Project Helix is the internal codename for Microsoft's next generation Xbox system, expected somewhere around 2027 to 2028. But instead of being a traditional console like the Series X, this system is being designed as what many insiders are calling a Windows PC in a console box. And that phrase is important because it tells you the goal is not just better graphics, not just faster load times, not just ray tracing. The goal is unification. For years, there's been a split in the ecosystem. Console games are built for Xbox hardware, PC games are built for Windows. Developers often have to do extra work to optimize for both. Players feel like they have to choose between console convenience and PC flexibility. Project Helix aims to remove that split. Microsoft wants one standardized platform that can run Xbox games, Windows PC games, Game Pass titles, backward compatible titles from previous generations, all from the same box. This lines up perfectly with Microsoft's long-term strategy of pushing Game Pass, cloud gaming, and cross-platform play, and connects directly to their operating system, Microsoft, and their platform, Windows 11. One of the biggest reported features is that Helix will likely have full Windows 11 compatibility under the hood. Now, you're not going to boot into a desktop with folders and taskbars. Instead, Microsoft is reportedly building something called Xbox Mode for Windows, a controller-friendly console-style interface that sits on top of Windows. So technically, this machine is a PC, but functionally, it feels like a console. That means developers don't have to port games from PC to Xbox. Games built for Windows can run natively. Optimization becomes easier. Performance scaling become more efficient. This is a huge deal for game creators because instead of building two platforms, they build for one ecosystem. Now let's talk about performance. Project Helix is expected to run on a custom AMD system on chip, similar to current Xbox hardware, but significantly more advanced. This is where AMD comes in. Microsoft and AMD have worked together for years on Xbox chips, and Helix is expected to push that relationship further with next-gen ray tracing, AI-driven rendering, advanced upscaling, smarter resource allocation, higher performance at lower power usage. This is not just brute force power. This is smart power. AI will likely handle things like lightning shadows, frame reconstruction, and performance scaling automatically, meaning games can look better without needing ridiculous hardware requirements. Microsoft has been very vocal about preserving backward compatibility, and Helix is designed around that. Because if this system is running a Windows-based architecture, it becomes much easier to support older Xbox titles natively, not through emulation, but through compatibility at the system level. That means your Xbox One, Series X, and even older titles could run more smoothly and more efficiently than ever before. Microsoft knows players have built libraries for years. Helix is meant to protect that investment. This might be the most important part. Microsoft's strategy here mirrors what they originally wanted the first Xbox to be back in 2001, essentially a gaming PC made simple. With Helix, developers target one environment, testing becomes easier, ports become unnecessary, development costs drop, smaller studios benefit massively. This could make Xbox the easiest platform in the world to develop for. That is a very powerful competitive advantage. Reports suggest that alpha dev kits are scheduled to ship to developers in 2027. That means Microsoft is still years away from release. But it also means this is not a rumor. This is deep in development. When dev kits start moving, the hardware architecture is mostly locked in, which tells us this is a serious long-term vision. So for players, this could mean PC level performance without PC complexity, access to both Xbox and PC libraries, better graphics through AI rendering, smoother backward compatibility, a unified Game Pass experience, a potential mod support, and more frequent updates like a PC. You're not choosing between console and PC anymore. You're getting both. I don't know how I should feel about that. This ties directly into Microsoft's push for Xbox not being a box but an ecosystem. We've seen this through Game Pass on PC, cloud gaming on phones, Xbox apps on TVs, crossplay everywhere. Helix is the hardware that finally completes that vision, a device that sits at the center of the ecosystem. While Microsoft hasn't publicly said Project Helix, multiple hints from the Xbox Wire and executive interviews point toward this direction. I mean, they're slowly preparing the audience for this shift. Traditionally, consoles compete on exclusive games, graphics power, and price, of course. Helix competes on architecture. If Xbox becomes the easiest platform to develop for, the most compatible platform to play on, and the most flexible platform to own, that's a different type of advantage. A type of advantage that Sony and Nintendo don't currently operate in. Now, of course, there are risks. Price could be high, complexity could confuse casual players, developers might still optimize differently, and PC parity might create new expectations. But if Microsoft gets this right, this could be the most future-proof console ever made. Project Helix isn't just the next Xbox. It's Microsoft attempting to finally merge PC and console into a single gaming identity, a standardized platform, a unified ecosystem, a Windows-powered console that feels like Xbox, but runs like a PC. And if this launches around 27 or 28, we could be looking at the biggest shift in console design since the original OG Xbox. This is not evolution. This is a reset. Another reset. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned because as more information about Project Helix comes out, we'll be covering it right here.